gotta stream it so it helps me keep my cool. It's crazy. As soon as I get my first view, I'm gonna be like, yeah, it's crazy. So all right, guys. So we're going up to Sun Auto right now. So originally our AC stopped blowing cold air, so we brought it to CarMax. We have a super good insurance, $250 deductible. The engine can explode. We get a new engine, $250. So we're like, hey, our AC is kind of sucky, so let's take it in and get that blowing. They're like, hey, cool, no problem. You're about 3 weeks out. Okay, so we have this place down the road named Sun Auto, and they accept the insurance that we provide. So go down to them and they'll be able to do that for you. So we take it down to them. They have our car for a couple days, maybe a night, couple days and a night. Anyways,
over the weekend. Friday, Saturday,
Sunday. We pick it up Monday, and instantly when we're driving it, when the air conditioner's on, it makes a weird whine noise. Sometimes it's very quiet and faint. Sometimes it's kind of loud. It's like a whining. Never happened before, and it's intermittent. It's not when you hit the brakes. It's not when you go fast. It's just random. I can't reproduce it on any rhyme or reason. It just happens. So I record it. I call them immediately, say, hey, this is what's going on. They say, cool, bring it in. So we bring it in. They put their technician in the passenger seat, and we drive around for maybe 10 minutes, and he says, okay, it sounds like it's a blower motor on the other side of your car. There's a bearing in the middle of this blower motor, and it sounds like that bearing is going out. Those bearings usually go out around 70,000 miles. So you guys are due for a new blower motor, which is something we have not touched, nor did we replace. And I'm like, well, this didn't happen until like after this repair. I've never heard that noise before. It says, well, it's purely coincidence that this happened. It's an unfortunate coincidence, but this has probably always been there. You just never realized it. We need to take you back to the shop, and we need to look into recharging your insurance again and getting you some new parts. Now, we go back, and I'm like, first of all, you guys didn't even diagnose it. Like, we're all like kind of speculating. I don't know how this guy could know that from just sitting in the chair. Second of all, it only happens when that air conditioner is on, so that's kind of strange. And he explains to me that it's not the air conditioner. The air conditioner is blowing cold air. It's none of the $1,700 that we were charged of parts, and it's none of those. And we will have to be recharged. We will have to recharge our insurance and pay another deductible and put some more parts into it. Now, our deductible is a flat rate, so we could have had anything in the world repaired for $250. If it was an original problem, I would have said, hey, fix that problem, but we had never heard that problem before. So we picked up our vehicle. I said, hey, I don't trust this place. We're going to just take it to CarMax. We'll wait for them. I want CarMax to take a look at it. CarMax says, cool. If it's anything wrong with the car, we'll take care of it at no cost. But if it's something that they put in there, you have to bring it back to them because the insurance just paid them to do that, and it's warranted through them. So they spend the day and they find out, yes, the compressor that they put in there is defective. They put a bad compressor in there, and you actually have to go back to Sun Auto to get it fixed. So we drop it off this morning. Sun Auto does not do a diagnosis, and they called our insurance, billed our insurance, put new parts into our vehicle, and we're taking out other parts from our vehicle. When we called, none of this was cleared by us. We never gave permission to them of this.
It's right in here.
And they never did a diagnosis. So now we're going to pick up our vehicle, and we're going to see what they say. Woo! Hey, that's a story, man. That's crazy, right?
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, they charged our insurance almost $2,000
For a simple little thing.
For a compressor.
for an air compressor.
I got a buddy that lives up here. He does really good too.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna go in here. I just gotta live stream it, and we're gonna keep our cool.
And there's our car, so they're not working on it, and no
Cool.
one has called us back yet. So
Okay, cool.
That's bad.
Hey, thanks. I appreciate it.
thank you.
We're gonna
We
figure this out.
appreciate you.
All right, guys. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. We gotta keep our cool. We gotta keep our cool.
There's my water bottle.
My heart's beating, but we stay cool. It'll be okay.
Hi, Hannah. I have the Traverse.
Just got off the phone, ordered you a new compressor. We're not getting any noise coming out of the compressor, but frankly, like, I think the right thing to do is just replace it and do it under warranty. I just got off the phone with George 2 minutes ago. I had to call over there twice, left a message. So I just got off the phone and reordered the compressor, and it's supposed to be here to me on Wednesday.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I took the new blower motor out of the car per your instructions, so I'll call you when the new one comes in and I'll get you down and we'll install it for you.
Well, did it need a blower motor?
Yeah.
Was that
The
the
warranty
issue?
company- I believe it to be the issue, yes, but
Then why did CarMax say it was a
CarMax had two different
I could give you their
technicians.
paperwork. We just had.
I don't need it. I talked to George.
Okay.
George told me the name of the technician. So
I don't-
I wished I knew that they looked at it and they said it was a compressor. That's what I told you on the phone earlier. However, I'm
Would
not
that have
interested.
would that have changed the way that you looked at my vehicle?
Yeah, because if
Why?
you would because
Because I brought it here because it was making a noise with the air con.
But if you-
Where the noise
Okay,
is coming
look,
from is
I'll
what
let you
Just
see.
let me
Yeah,
finish.
I will.
if you guys would have told me I took it to CarMax, they gave it to one of their technicians. The technician told me there's noise coming from the compressor. Then that's exactly where I would have had my technician go to check. Let me finish.
I will.
When my guy went on a test drive with you, he was confident and he felt that the noise was coming from the blower motor. So when you guys dropped the car back off today, my understanding was that we were going to get the blower motor replaced. And the biggest issue we had last time was you guys didn't want to pay another deductible. And I understand that. So I made it a point when I called in to try to get him to waive the deductible, and he did. So I was going to get the blower motor replaced for you at no charge. When I called you to let you know that, that's when you told me about the AC compressor. So you asked me a very specific question. Did you guys test the compressor? No, we did not. There was no cooling issue with the car. The air was coming out cold. We felt the noise was coming from the blower motor, so that's what we checked. And when we pulled the old blower motor out, we can tell it's bad. It's starting to go bad. So I felt we had done the right thing. At any rate, at this point, I finally did talk to George. 10 minutes ago, he called us. And he told me the name of his technician that checked it. They used the stethoscope, and they felt there was a bearing going bad on the compressor. So I just reordered you a compressor.
Sure thing, man.
I'm going to warranty out the AC compressor. I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to put it in there for you. So I don't like being in between two repair facilities. I know the tech that looked at the vehicle over there very well. I trust him. So if he feels that it's a compressor, I'm going to put a new compressor on it. It's worth it for me to keep your business to take care of that than it is to try to upset you in any way. I just wish you guys would have let me know that's what they had said. That would have given me some direction to go.
Can I actually?
Of course.
Can I go now? All right. I'm just gonna go from my entire experience from start to end.
Okay.
Fact. Okay. We took it over to CarMax and they were really booked out. They said, bring it to Sun Auto. We jumped that off to you guys, kept it over the weekend, which is okay. We picked it up on Monday. There's a strange little, I don't know how to describe it, strange noise. I couldn't reproduce it, so I recorded it on my phone. I called you guys immediately.
Yep.
I said that there's this problem.
I remember that.
You guys said, hey, cool, no problem, bring it back in. So bring it back in, your technician hops in, we go all the way up to Gibson and come back. In the car, your technician says, and I quote all this, it's a bearing in your blower motor on the right-hand side of your car. It has nothing to do with what we just did, which is all on the left-hand side of your car. The bearings go out about 70,000 miles. I never
So
heard
you're
that.
due.
So you're due for that because these bearings go out at 70,000 miles and you have 74,000. So you're due for a new blower motor. So then when we came back here, I was like, hey, I think it's weird that we're kind of jumping to conclusions. We haven't even looked at anything. We had a guy sit in the passenger seat of a car and he's already telling me it's a bolt and a screw and this piece underneath this part, and it's amazing. That's a great ability. And I'm like, look, when we look at it, like, can we just make sure, what's going on? And I'm told, hey, it's not that part. It's blowing cold air. We put those parts in, everything's working. It's not that part. We're gonna have to call, and I will try to have them waive the fee, so you won't have to pay a fee.
Yep.
But I'm gonna have to call and recharge your insurance and get some new parts. At that point in time, me and Hannah were a bit weirded out by that because we had never heard that noise before, and that's just honesty.
Not until you guys
Had we heard the noise before, we would have had you look at it at our flat rate deductible 250. So there was this noise. Never heard the noise before. So then we picked it up and we took it to CarMax. And CarMax said, hey, we need 5 to 6 days before we can get you in. So we waited and took it to CarMax, and CarMax said it's a bad compressor. They put a bad compressor.
There you are.
It's
The part
faulty.
is
Have a great day,
faulty.
sir.
Not bad. And they
Sure.
said, hey, it's just a bearing. It won't hurt anything. It doesn't lower the value of the car either. When you bring it back to us, it won't matter. But if you don't like the sound, we completely understand, but we can't help you because your insurance just paid Sun Auto.
That is true.
Okay? So they said, bring it back to Sun Auto.
Yep.
Okay, so last night, my wife is like, I'm going to bring it to Sun Auto. And I'm like, cool, make sure you tell them what's going on. And she says, I'm just going to have them do their due diligence and have them look at it and have them tell me what's going on. So then I'm like, okay. And she drops it off this morning, and then I'm getting a phone call that she had dropped it off to take a look what's going on.
Granted, I had told you that I have doctor's appointments tomorrow and I need it back or whatever.
And
Yeah.
and so I don't know if this is true, but we were told basically we kind of sidestepped that because it's blowing cold air, kind of like what you said. Hey, it's blowing cold air, it's working. And you started putting in a blower fan. We were never called with a diagnosis. We were never asked
He
to
called and left a message.
recharge if it was okay. We were never okay to take out this other part. And it's just weird that there's technicians putting other parts into our car without ever telling us. And it just so happens to be the parts that the other technicians didn't say that we need. And I'm trying to figure out, because I'm in the middle of someone isn't, either they're lying,
They're wrong.
either they're wrong,
Someone is
right?
being wrong.
Or here is wrong. But the last time I was
I
here,
understand.
I was told that it wasn't your guys' problem, flat out. And I have no problem. He was the one who told me, straight up to my eyes, it's not our problem.
Okay.
Okay. And so it's not my problem. I don't know if it's CarMax's problem or your problem. I'm
Well,
just the one
I
suffering.
want to handle this for you.
Okay.
So I don't want you to place any blame on the technician because they don't do work unless we tell them to. Normally, here's how I was operating with this one today. I knew the second deductible was a hot spot for you guys because you didn't want to pay again. I knew that, and my goal was going to be to take care of this for you the right way. So us believing it was the blower motor and not any other part. There's a couple things that happened here. The first one is I knew you didn't want to pay a deductible. The second one is the labor and the part for the blower motor came in at less than your deductible. So even if it would have been a new claim, I wouldn't have been able to call the warranty company because it was less than $250. So I thought about this and I thought, you know what, before I even call the customer and try to get her all riled up, I'm just going to call the warranty company and see if they even be willing to waive the deductible for me. I don't know if they're going to do that or not. I don't know. So
Well, we have a warranty for the part, right? There's a
on the AC compressor,
warranty
on
on
every
the compressor.
repair that we do,
There's a
it's
warranty.
12/12, and that's
Okay.
why I'm
12
taking
months.
care of the compressor for you at no charge.
Exactly. And,
So-
and I guess the big point is when me and my wife were here telling you that there's a problem with this part, we were told it's not your problem.
Okay. Well, I didn't hear any of that. I understood what was going on.
I'm right here if you want to. If he's
I
an
don't-
honest
I
man.
don't need to.
It is-
It's-
yeah.
We're going to move forward. I'm already ordered a new compressor, and I'm going to put it on for you at no charge. Okay. As far as me having him do the part without your approval, when I contacted the warranty company, and I'll be honest, I didn't think they would do it. When they agreed to take care of it at a waived deductible, I just said, okay, like I know she needs her car back. I'm just going to order the part and get it put in. And as soon as I got a phone with them, I called you and left you guys a message to try to let you know that that's what I was doing.
And CarMax
So
could be
I
wrong.
wasn't trying
And
to-
I'm playing devil's advocate. CarMax could be wrong, but if you were wrong in this situation and you replaced that fan, and it still was that compressor that they said was wrong, could you imagine the situation we'd be in? I mean, really, if you put in a part that we didn't approve,
It's still a possibility.
Well,
I mean,
and-
right?
and-
I,
so-
I still believe that blower motor's going bad and it's going to fail on me. Do you know what a blower motor looks like?
No.
do you?
Let me grab the new one and show you what it looks like.
No. I'm.
I
And
understand
if,
what
and
you're
if the
saying.
blower
I
motor was
understand what
going,
you're saying,
and if
I'm
the
caught
blower
in
motor
between
was going bad during the diagnosis when we were checking out the whole car and there was sounds coming from the blower motor and
Yeah,
it
but
sounds as
there
bad.
was also hot air coming through the system. You didn't have any cool air coming through, so
right.
there was no reason for us to crank the AC up all the way to see if what the blower motor sounded like because it was blowing hot air out of it. So we never did that when the car first came in because, hey, the AC's not working.
Yeah.
Yep, you're right. It's blowing hot air. Like the compressor's not turning on. Like the fluid's leaked out. There's the thing. It's not even engaging. So I don't need to turn it up to 5 or get the air blowing all the way because it's blowing hot air. Like I don't need to do that. So
Maybe
this
in the
blower
future
motor
you
could
should.
still
Maybe in the future you
maybe
should from
and
this
this blower
because-
motor
because
could
you-
still turn out to be a problem. But
Throwing
we're
the
going to
diagonal.
roll the compressor out.
Okay.
That's what we're going to do. That's what I'm trying to do for you guys right now. I want to make this take care of for you. So I have a new compressor on its way.
What do we do if, CarMax is wrong?
No, we'll take care. We'll take care
Okay.
of that. The CarMax says it's the compressor. You guys say you're
Still have the
you're
part.
confident.
I
It's
still
not
have the
compressor.
part, and I still have the approval from the warranty company on the blower motor. So after we put the compressor in, if noise doesn't go away and we still believe it to be
we
the
know
blower
exactly
motor,
that
then
you-
I can
yeah.
put the blower motor in it. I still have the approval from the warranty company.
Cool.
That's not going to change, and it's still no cost to you.
This is on
So we
the-
can do
Yeah,
that.
I'm not worried about it. I even told her, I was like, look, I'll pay the $250 again. I think there's some really strange, like when you tell the story, it's kind of strange.
Well, it's just conflicting.
Two very conflicting
things.
things.
understand.
I had paperwork from CarMax 24 hours ago saying it's this, and then you guys saying it's not. And
I'm saying I don't believe that it is the compressor. However, I'm going to put a new one on anyway.
have you looked at the compressor?
I popped the hood and I ran the car.
Have you looked at it
Did-
though?
did-
you
Like
actually
physically looked
Well,
at it.
obviously
I mean,
they had to look at it to say it's bad. They couldn't tell me without looking at it.
Did
So,
you hear
I'm
like,
gonna
that
ass-
noise at,
no.
at all? No.
but you have the technician here who did hear the noise multiple times, right?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
here. He rode with
Okay.
you because
Cool, cool.
I
Yeah, so-
talked
so
with
we
him
know
about
about
it.
the noise.
And the reason he on the passenger side, like that's where the blower motor is on the car. We
Well,
do
he was
a
sitting
lot
in the
of blower
passenger
motors.
seat. I drive the car and I hear it on the driver's
I
side.
know.
So
We do a lot of blower motors, and they go out all the time. I have another car in here right now. We just did one.
I believe
today.
that. I totally
So
believe that.
that's
but we
I
jumped
mean,
to
in certain
conclusions.
cars they're in certain places, but in General Motors, that's where the blower motor is located from. So, and I don't doubt maybe there's. I mean, look, we don't piss excellence in here, so I'm not trying to say that we're the best and CarMax is zero. I'm not
All
trying
I'm
to
looking
say
for
that.
is
So-
we messed up and I'm sorry.
Well,
That's
I
all
don't,
I'm
I don't
looking
know
for.
that we messed up yet until I get the new compressor in and the sound goes
Someone
away.
is.
But
Somebody's messing up. I've just been
I'm
kind of
gonna
messing
rule-
with this for 2 weeks. So I'm
we're going
just
to roll
done.
out the compressor. That's what we're going to do.
Cool.
So I have a new one coming. Okay.
Cool.
So take the car. There's nothing more I can do with it right now because I just got to wait for the part
Cool.
to come in. So once I get it, I'll call you guys and have you come down and we'll flip the compressor out. I'll keep the blower motor here in case we need it. Okay.
I appreciate you.
Have a good day. Let's just fix it together. That's what I want to do. Okay. All right.
You haven't gotten a word letter yet?
All right. Okay. Crazy.